Hello guys and welcome to my channel. Happy holidays. As we are approaching the end of the year, I decided to go back and check all my sketchbook from this year and select 10 of the artwork that for me are the best for this year. And it hasn't been an easy task because I am quite glad with where I got this year with my art. I have a lot of room for improvement, but I think I'm in the right direction of where I want to be. So yeah, I'm really pleased with what I created this year. But I didn't want to overwhelm anybody by showing like a tons of artwork, so I selected the 10 top best for me. Let's start immediately with the number 10. This is my number 10 artwork and we are going back to March, so it's quite the beginning of the year. This is an artwork that I created in a video, and that was a palette challenge video, like use only a palette challenge to create something, and it was quite something different for me. Let me get close. At the time, I was doing still quite a bit of detail work, and this was the first kind of artwork that was so loose and expressive, and it felt quite weird for me at the time. And this is the reason why it made the top 10, because despite being weird for me at the time, after when I look back at it, I just realized that this is where I was going with my art. I was becoming more and more expressive, and this was the very first expressive artwork that I ever made. This is my number 9, and the reason why it made the top 10 is because it's the first mixed media expressive artwork that I ever create. I did a video here on this channel, and this was the first mixed media video that I celebrate here with you, and I created in such a flowing, expressive way that I really love it, and looking back is like exactly where I want my art to be. Super happy with this one. This one is my number 8, and the reason why I made the top 10 is because it's a loose landscape. I always struggle to create a landscape that I would be proud of. Everything always felt a bit too tight and not perfect enough, not precise enough. Here, with a few brush stroke plays expressively and loosely, I create something that it means a lot to me. It's has a lot of mark making, it's mixed media, and without have to fight to get the detail in, you actually can see what already it represents. So it's a artwork that can be looking simple but actually has a lot of meaning, and I'm really proud of it. So it made the top 10 as a loose landscape where I'm still working on a lot. I'm still really not good at it, but this really made me proud. This is my number 7, and is a completely different style that I am still embracing and that I love deeply, and is a mixed media, more abstract style. That basically it's where I'm heading, incorporating some realistic element with some abstract background. I'm still evolving, I'm still working on it, but I love it. I specifically chose this one because of the color. It's just so beautiful, the color combination for me, the way they just complement each other. It's just wonderful. It makes me happy every time I look at it, and I'm super proud of this artwork. And the same is for this one. I didn't want to insert in the top 10 because it would just be you know, too many, but I think it's worth mention. I also love the color combination. I love the contrast between abstract and some more expressively realistic element. And yeah, this style makes me super, super happy. This is my number 6. This is the way we started this sketchbook. And once again, it represents where I'm heading in abstract background, very fluid movement, where all the central element is just flowing, despite having some realistically looking idea what it is, but still it's very expressive and loose and flowing, and the background is just there representing something magical. I really love how this artwork came out and could very much be the number 1 for this year, but I have another number 1. Yeah, I think I just didn't place them in order of the best, apart from my number 1, which is the best. But I love deeply this artwork. I'm very, very happy how I started this sketchbook. This is one of my favorite artwork for this year. This is sort of the reason why I decided to incorporate also this one in my top 10. Once again, I love the background. It's very abstract and fluid, and the color combination in here is just wonderful. Another mixed media piece. I think apart from the first one I show you, all the other are mixed media piece. Yeah, and I love to have this realistic but loose my focus point with an abstract background. I'm still not sure about where my favorite subject lie on, but yeah, definitely very, very happy with how I created this one. My number 4 design is this one. It's also been created a while back. I didn't date it, but it's definitely one of the first of this type of style, and I love it because I was just creating some mark with my brush without having a reference photo or a clear idea of what I was heading. I work intuitively, and still my eyes can see a realistic picture in it. So for me, this brush stroke, they are actually representing something that is realistic and be there in real life. But once again, I appreciate a lot the abstract background, and here I work more like night tones, but at the time I just created intuitively, so I didn't know what I was creating until the picture was complete. And this is another one that once I completed, I was a bit like, I don't know what I did, I'm not sure I like it. Instead, after a few months with fresh eyes, I can really appreciate the intuitive work, the layering in here, and the realistic look of what is in here. For me, it's like a naturescape where I see some cactus growing from here, and is in a night. It's just beautiful. I can really appreciate what I'm representing in here. And then this is number 4. I'm headed to number 3, which is in the same sketchbook, and it has a sort of the same idea, a very loose background. This is more of a magical look to it, more of a colorful look, but once again, nature element. For me, this line represents trees that are part of a forest, and yeah, lots of mark making in it. Beautiful tone, and I can really appreciate now with fresh eyes what I have been create through the year. I played a lot with the color combination. I took some risk many times, and this is one of the time where I took some risk with the color, but still the overall look, I think it's rich of meaning. Don't shoot me, guys. I just could not decide my number two. It was a fight between these two. And the reason why I love them both, very different. But they do represent a challenge for me. Create a loose landscape that still is full of meaning and is still understandable. It's my challenge. Both of them create with mixed media, and I love this for the color combination, and I think I could have worked on the trees a little bit more. I think I can get more from my tree. This is still a very simple look, but I love the fluidity of it. I love the touch of gold. I love like everything. It looks like was done in purpose, like one. Instead, when I start, I never have a plan when I create this sort of artwork. And this was going to be my number two. But I also created this one, and I love the depth of it. And as I said, I really struggle with create landscape that they sort of look like a decent landscape, and this one it just feels special for me. So there is a war between my number two. So let's get to number one for this year. Number one artwork for 2023 is this one for me. I created using acrylic ink as a background. It was one of the first time I was playing with acrylic ink, and I really love the color combination that I created, and that turned into this abstract background that also it looks like a the depth of a forest look into distance, where leaves and trunks and the horizon, everything sort of blend together. And I layer on top with some oil pastel. I love the texture of the oil pastel. I feel like my main trunk, they just pop out of the picture, and I love the direction of all the string and the movement. It feels like it's alive to me. And yeah, I just created this a couple of months back. I really love it. I said from the beginning I was in love with this. It's full of meaning for me, and yeah, this is what I consider to be the best artwork of 2023. Now is your turn, guys. Let me know in the comment which one of this design you like the best, and how proud of you of your artwork in 2023 on a scale of 0 to 10. I think I'm on a 7.38, 7.5, 8 of proudness. As I said, I am evolving a lot. My style this year has been changing a lot, and I feel like I'm on a journey that I am deeply enjoying. And yeah, I'm so curious what 2024 will bring to me, and what I'm going to create in this new year. Happy holiday, happy end of the year, or beginning of the new year, depends when you're watching this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.